Hywel Benbow, welcome to the Data Strategy Show. 66 questions, Data Leaders Unplugged. How are you doing, Hal?
Good afternoon. I am good. It is the weekend, so I'm relaxing today.
Yes. Oh, you're relaxing today. It's your weekend today. It's Friday. Yes.
Friday and Saturday is the weekend. Yeah.
Yes. So you're back to work on Sunday, of course, and that's in Dubai. Yeah. So if anybody's thinking, why has he got Friday off?
I know it would be lovely to have a 4-day week and take another day.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. So listen, Hal, just tell us a little bit about what you're doing these days.
Yeah, so I'm the SVP for Global Data Analytics at Gems Education. We're one of the world's largest private education providers, mostly based in the Middle East, but have schools across the world. And I run the analytical side of things. So that's the joys of the education analytics and the sort of normal corporate stuff that everyone would expect in a business.
Yeah, perfect. So let's start. Hal, it's all about you. So let's start. Listen, Hal, how do you start your day?
It's not really a routine, but it probably is a routine. It is a shower to wake me up, a coffee to wake me up, and then breakfast. I need to eat. I get hangry if I don't have a coffee and breakfast. I'm not a nice person.
It's the main meal of the day. They say the main meal. Yeah. So, what would you say is your biggest strength?
Oh, I think over the last sort of 18 months, resilience. I think. Yeah. Just the changes and everything that's happened in the last 18 months, both on the family side, having a child, and the work side of things. I'd say resilience is probably the biggest strength. Great.
And what about your biggest weakness then?
So that's a good question. I think probably I get fixated on trying to fix things. And,
if you're a tinkerer then.
I mean, I'm probably not very good at tinkering with. I can't fix broken things, but if something like if the Apple TV breaks down or something, I will spend time getting it. I will just leave it. I'm like, no, there must be a way to fix this. So I can probably get a little bit fixated on those things.
So during the day, what is your favorite time of day? When are you most inspired, or when are you most curious?
I think during work it's always quite busy and you're trying to get those jobs done. So I think the evening is probably my best time, where you have that time to relax. You're having a bit of a relax with the family, and that's where you clear the noise out of your head and you can sort of have a few more of those ideas things. So I'd probably say evening.
Nice. I'm also an evening person. More actually, probably a night owl. I do my best work at night. But what is the biggest learning experience you would say you've had in your career?
Oh, it's a tough one. Career-wise, I think I don't think there's one really that just jumps out career-wise. Well, I think in life-wise, it's just I think the last 18 months has been the biggest learning experience
for everybody. It's been madness, isn't it? But you've had a double whammy, obviously, because you've had a child through, a newborn.
We said before, a couple of weeks before the world went into lockdown. So
what an experience. What an experience. I guess that is the biggest learning experience, really, isn't it? Life-wise.
If you can do that, you can do anything.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, it's tough bringing up a child, but, through a pandemic and not being able to meet people and go places. So listen, what makes you angry?
What makes me angry? I think probably a lack of respect or unprofessionalism, incompetence, bullying behavior. There's some people that you just think that they're not really helping anyone else move along, and that sort of gets me a little bit angry, I think.
It's fair enough. And what would you say is your best trait?
Oh, there's so many. Integrity.
Okay, that's a good one. That's a very good one. Yeah. And what are you most excited about these days, now that the world is opening up?
Yeah, I think the art of the possible. I think in data, in business, in sport, and I think you see people doing amazing things, and if it's in business and that sort of gets me quite excited. I mean, I can't do most of them myself, but it does get me excited.
So what's one thing that you think is really interesting from a data and a business perspective in the education world?
I think in the education world, it's probably behind the times where most other businesses are. But there is a massive amount of data in schools that children go through in their exams, assessments, and all the other bits that can be done there. Some exciting companies doing bits there. And it's tying all that data together, I think, is the interesting part, when you can get sort of how students are feeling, what's their ability like, how they're performing, and take the sort of the outside of the actual teaching bit into it and start to get some of the concept. That's
understand the characters and behaviors. That's really interesting, actually. So what's the best compliment you've ever received?
Oof, best compliment. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe I've had too many and I can't pick one, or I've not had enough.
Wow, that's quite a lot. I've had too many.
Or I've not had enough. Or I've not had enough.
Surely your wife must have complimented you at one point.
I'd hope so.
So listen, what makes you smile the most?
That's a simple one. It's my son's laugh. He's got quite a good belly laugh.
Oh, nice.
Quite infectious. So yeah. He can randomly be seeing something and just go off on one, and it's quite amusing.
Brilliant. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And what's the one thing that people don't know about you?
It's a secret. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I could probably say something, so everyone would go, "No, we know that. We know that."
Oh, right. Okay, fine. Well, if you think about it, and
I'll have a think.
Come up with something, then just shout out the answer. What makes you feel the most like yourself?
I think it's when I'm sort of most relaxed, and I can sort of have a good meal and a glass of wine. I think is when I'm most
just chill out a little bit.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Take stock from the stresses of the day and life.
Yeah.
What are the 3 things that you can't live without?
3 things. Family, and that wraps everyone into one. That's quite nice.
Oh, well done. Nicely done.
I haven't got to pick anyone. Music. I do like listening to music. I'll spend a lot of time with the headphones and listen to that. And throughout my career, I've sort of been one of those people at times that can focus out with music with a bit of noise in the background. Yeah. I'll come back to it. Good food.
Good. Oh, perfect. Yeah. Well, I got 2 questions on that one then. What's your favorite band?
My favorite band, I think Pavement.
I've never heard of them.
No. Yeah, they're sort of still going, actually. I'm actually going to see them in a couple of weeks' time back in the UK. But the last time I saw them was probably 12, 30 years ago, something like that, in Brixton.
And what kind of music?
Sort of alternative indie. They've been going all through the 90s, long time ago.
I've never heard of them. Oh my goodness!
You should check them out.
I will. I'll check them out. And then on that 3rd point that you said, what's your favorite food?
I like all food.
Okay.
I like eating. Yeah, I can eat anything. But I think if I was to pick one meal, it would probably be, if I go for a meal rather than just one bit of food, I would go for a really nice steak.
Oh,
a cheese board at the end.
And fantastic. Oh, I love a good steak as well. So
not healthy, but tasty.
No, it's not healthy, but once in a while you can do that. What's your current TV character obsession?
Oh, obsession. What have I been watching recently? I think sort of any sort of Nordic series detective is a bit of obsession. I love the sort of the dark Nordic series. But recently I've just finished watching Ted Lasso, and I found that really, really. It's
I haven't seen
really
that.
Easy to watch. Yeah, it's really enjoyable.
I hear it's brilliant. I think I'll have a look at that then. And what's the most adventurous thing you've done in your life?
Skydiving.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Were you tentative before, or you just go straight into it?
Well, actually, I did it in Queensland in Australia, and it was quite funny because there was 3 of us on the plane doing it, and they were sort of winding me up a little bit by saying, "No, you've got the guy who hasn't done much, and he's the mature one." And I was thinking, like, yeah, I know what you're trying to do, but it was okay. We just sort of did some spins on the way out, and it was quite fun. I'd definitely do it again. I haven't done it since, but I would definitely do it again.
Must be quite amazing to be that high up, sort of floating around in the air.
I think it was like 14,000 feet. But it was superb. It was sort of you fall for about a minute, and then you sort of float.
What did that feel like?
It was just trying to understand it, because the wind rushing against you. And then you sort of set yourself, and you can't really hear anything because of the noise. But it's probably the most peaceful I've ever felt is when they pull the cord and then you just sort of float down.
Float back.
Yeah.
Oh, amazing. So what's your most overused phrase?
Oh, I don't know. There's probably 2 ends of this. I'd probably say cheers quite a lot to a lot of people all the time.
There's nothing wrong with that.
And my wife would probably say I swear too much. If I'm
Oh, fair enough.
don't tell my mum that. Don't tell my mum that.
No, she won't see this. Don't worry. So, how would you define yourself in 3 words?
Define myself. I'll take laid back as one word.
Mm-hmm.
I'm loyal and probably a realist.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool.
Quite grounded in that sense. Yeah.
What's the best piece of advice you've ever received?
Career-wise, probably enjoy yourself.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not, you spend so much time working. If you're not enjoying what you do, probably get out of the game and do something different.
Yeah, it's a good one. And
thankfully, I enjoy what I do.
yeah, well, I mean, it sounds like it from what you were telling me earlier. Do you remember the moment that your career completely changed?
I don't think there's been one moment. I think it's a series of little small moments,
mm-hmm.
and it's probably just having those managers at the time that have put their trust in you and giving you the freedom to do what you think is right. And I think those are the great bits there, because that's how people grow, I think, quite a lot.
Yeah. Agreed.
I don't really like micromanaging, and
Yeah.
I don't like people who micromanage, because no one's growing then. The person who's micromanaging doesn't get any new ideas, and the person who's being micromanaged doesn't. So I think having had some really good managers in the past, it just let me be a bit free and open and creative, and let me get on with it. I think it's probably the growth in the career.
Yeah, no, that's great. So what makes you feel accomplished then?
I think from the data, it's changing someone's mindset. You know, when you get somebody might be a little bit defensive about what you're doing,
Mm-hmm.
and doesn't love the idea of what you're doing, but you can change the mindset and win them over. I think that's makes you feel accomplished.
Have you had one experience where it's been quite difficult, and how did you win that person over?
I think I probably had a few, but it's a case, and from the analytics side of things, it's a case of them trying to understand what the problem they want to solve is and sell the solution to them and say, look, I know this is tricky for you. I know you don't want to do this, but if you do, we can give you this at the end of it.
Yeah.
And you know, those quick wins are really helpful in that,
mm-hmm.
in getting people to go, oh, okay, actually, that has been helpful. That has saved my time. That has solved the problem.
Yeah, I hear that from a lot of people. It's still quite an uphill struggle in the data analytics field. So what's your biggest regret?
I don't think I'm one to really regret things. The fact that I can't think of something that I really regret, but maybe, you know, I think, you know, there's obviously things that you don't do as well as you could. You do slightly wrong, but they're learning opportunities as well. And
absolutely.
Yeah, hindsight was great, but
it certainly is.
You learn from it.
Yep. Yeah. True. So, what 3 things are at the top of your bucket list?
So I would love to. I'm going to put travel in there because I'd like to see a lot.
Okay.
There's a lot of places that would probably build.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I would really like to take my son to watch a rugby game in the future when he's a bit bigger and would sit still for 18 months.
Oh yes, you need to do that. Yeah.
And there's a random thing I've been looking to do the last few years, and I haven't managed to get to do it. But it's go to watch the ski jumping World Cup. I've watched it on Eurosport a few times.
Yeah.
And you just see a load of people all wrapped up having a hot alcoholic drink,
having a hot toddy, as they might call it.
Having a hot toddy. Just watching people jump off a ski jump, which is,
and there's a lot of kettlebells. Yeah.
It just seems like a fun event. So
it does. It does. That's something that I used to do when I was a kid. I used to watch it on TV. Ski Sunday. It was such an amazing thing. It was amazing.
And a great theme tune as well.
Yeah. Oh yes, I remember the theme tune. Beautiful. Yeah. What was so apart from food, what would you say is another guilty pleasure that you've got?
I can watch some bad TV at times.
Are you talking about reality TV? Oh
yes.
dear.
So there's one show, and my wife was watching in lockdown last year, and I was like, "This is terrible. You can't watch this." Yeah. About half an hour later, I was sort of sitting there with a cup of tea, going,
"No."
So I've been sucked in. So yeah, I can get sucked in.
They got you.
Yeah.
If excuse me. If you could go back in time, what would you tell your 16-year-old self?
16. What was I? 16. Get a haircut. I think I had.
Did you have a? Did you?
No, I had the sort of the mid-90s curtains.
Okay.
Yeah, probably get a haircut.
Was it a new romantic or whatever it was called?
No, I just think it was a
No.
bad haircut.
Oh.
But
What-
it's looking back, 16, 20, roughly about 25 years ago. I had a really good group of friends then, and I've still got that group of friends now. So I think, let yourself know that this bunch are going to be with you for a long time.
That's great. That
Yeah.
is cool. That is cool. What's the book that you most recently finished? What book did you go through?
My sort of personal reading has been set back, but I've read a lot of Paddington. I've read the Moomins. I've read Peter Rabbit recently, which I've enjoyed.
I remember those days.
Yeah, it's been quite nice. But I've the sort of, from a fiction side, I've just finished the one called Shadow District, which is an Icelandic thriller.
Okay.
And then from a sort of data books, because I quite like a few of the data books that I read, it was Business of Data, Jason Foster's one. So
Okay. Cool.
that was good.
Cool.
Yep.
Very good. If you could switch lives with one person for a day, who would it be?
Ooh. Now, do you go with someone who's famous and that? Well,
It's up to you.
randomly, Vladimir Putin. I'd just like to see.
Really? You just like to see?
Just what's going on.
You'd like to see what reality is, right?
Yeah, just what is actually happening.
Live like an oligarch
Yeah.
for a day.
Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect. What's the one thing you've always wanted to try, but you've been too scared to do?
And bungee jumping.
Yeah.
So this is weird because I'd happily jump out of a plane, but something about jumping off a bridge with a rope attached.
With a rope attached to your legs. Yeah. I think it was Graham McDermott who was saying it's not very good for your back.
I don't know. It seems safer than jumping out with nothing attached to you. But
Well, I'm not too sure.
I don't know. I don't think I'd do it. I don't think I'd do it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a strange thing. What's the most ridiculous fact that you know?
Ooh, ridiculous facts. It's a tough one. I did read something recently. I was looking on the WWF website at sponsoring a polar bear, and I think the fact, there was polar bear facts because I really like polar bears, and I thought my son would sponsor a polar bear.
Yeah,
and I think it was something like 2% of polar bear hunts are ineffective. So basically, they waste so much energy trying to hunt, but don't really get.
And they never catch any of them.
Yeah,
well, that's a good thing.
That 2% could be wrong. It could be 1. It could be 10. But I think. I think
okay.
it's 2.
All right, that's not such a ridiculous fact, which is quite a good thing to know.
Random fact.
Yeah, random fact. Yeah, if you could resurrect one person from history and put them in the world today, who would it be?
I'd probably be quite selfish. There's probably a selfish point of view. I'd take my dad as one, and then probably Alan Rickman, just because I enjoy.
Alan Rickman, fantastic actor.
I think everyone misses him being in films because he makes you laugh.
He does. He's his voice is so unique, isn't it?
Yeah. And there's the facial expressions as well.
Yes. Yep. What's the one thing you wish you knew at the age of 19?
Age of 19. I should have bought shares in Apple or Google or something. Just one of those things.
Got to build a time machine for that one for sure.
Yeah.
If you weren't living in Dubai, where would you be living?
There's 2 cities that I love, Copenhagen and Melbourne, and one of those ones I think
so far apart and so different.
I know.
Yeah.
But both of them, having spent time with both, I love what they're about. So yeah, but both have got a really good. There's a lot of sport in them, and there's a lot of food places as well. So I think those are the 2 things that
well, I know
for me.
Melbourne is like the city of sport, isn't it? Really, in Australia. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
If you could offer one piece of advice to upcoming data leaders, what would it be?
Be ruthless with your prioritization. I think we get asked to do everything. And it's time of just sort of going be pretty ruthless and trust your instincts on that and go right now. This is the one where we're going to get the most value for the business and stick with that. I think
that's really, really good advice. Actually, where was the best vacation you've ever taken?
I like traveling. I've been to a few places, but probably Copenhagen. One of the times I went there because I got engaged to my wife.
So it's got really good memories for you.
Yeah, we actually got married there as well.
Oh wow!
We got engaged there and married there.
You liked it that much?
We did.
So apart from Copenhagen, what's one city you've always dreamed of traveling to? And Melbourne, apart from those two.
Those two. So somewhere I haven't been, San Sebastian.
Ah, okay, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, beautiful.
yeah, in the Basque
Yeah,
region. Yeah, I'd
yes.
love to go there. There, it seems beautiful on that
Hmm.
Atlantic coast, and again, great food.
Yes,
There's a
that's the main
theme.
point,
There's a
right? There is
theme.
a theme. You like my wife and I are exactly the same. We want to
Yeah.
go places where there's great food. Yeah, it's well, happy belly, happy life, happy wife, I guess.
Yep.
Um,
Absolutely.
what was the best lesson your parents ever taught you?
Lesson. Treat everyone with the same level of respect. I think
Mm,
something like that.
mm,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Both lovely people, and I think that's it. So
that's
I
good.
don't think we get enough of that in the world.
Yeah, true,
I think
absolutely
that's what
true.
we'd be a far better place if we did.
Yeah, yeah. What's a movie that made you cry?
I'm not a crier. I don't tend to
I think you're
cry.
gonna say Paddington.
No, I don't tend to cry at anything really.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think
Oh,
there is one.
you're not at my age yet. I'm a real softie now. Anything I watch with my daughter, I start sobbing.
What I feel sad in movies when dogs
Yeah.
get hurt. That's
All right.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Yeah.
But,
Strange.
yeah.
Who would you say is your biggest inspiration?
It's definitely my parents.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of the pair of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but both of them still inspire me to do stuff to this
That's
day.
beautiful.
Yeah.
So, what's the one talent you wish you had?
Oh, one talent I wish I had. I wish I could play guitar.
Okay. Yeah. Have you ever tried?
Yeah, I failed. But maybe I need to try harder. But yeah,
Did you have a
I've tried,
teacher,
I've not done
or
well.
did you go at it yourself?
A friend of mine tried to teach me and then gave
Okay.
up.
Oh, they stopped.
Yeah, they went out.
Yeah. Okay. Not friends anymore then.
We are, yeah, we are.
So you've got a bike behind you, I can see stacked up on the wall. What's your favorite exercise? Is it riding that?
Yeah, well, that's the road bike. So I'd probably say mountain biking more than road biking. But living in the desert, we don't.
Yeah,
have
you
too
can't
many
really do much
mountains
of
over
that, can you?
No, so back home, mountain biking back in the UK, but over here I take the bike out when I can. It's a bit tricky at the moment. You have to go very early in the morning. So it's currently on a turbo trainer.
Okay, so you're indoors doing that.
Yeah, I think I haven't been for probably about 6 weeks now.
Wow.
Because the last time I went, I think I did about 30 or 40K and was like, no, it's too hot.
Well, especially in that intense heat. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it. What's the one data trend that you dislike?
I think the fact that everyone thinks that machine learning and AI will solve everything.
Very good. Very good. True.
It'll do some wonderful things, but
yes, it will.
I think it just
it won't.
Can you do this? Can you do this?
Yeah. It's a weird one, isn't it? But I guess you've got things like the hype cycle. Everybody thinks it's you can fix the leak under the sink. So what's a superpower you wish you had?
Oh, I think it's got to be ability to fly.
Okay. Yeah.
I think invisibility would be fun as well, but I think the ability to fly would be the main one.
That would be, yes, yeah. What's something you don't want to be doing in 10 years' time?
Ooh. No idea.
That's all right. That's all right.
No.
Which movie makes you laugh the hardest?
Oh, probably something like The Big Lebowski.
Oh yeah, fantastic movie. Yeah.
It's every few years when I watch it, I still thoroughly enjoy it. It does make me laugh.
Oh, it's crazy. What's your greatest talent?
My greatest talent. I don't know. My greatest talent. Not sure. I'm gonna have to pass on that one as well.
Oh gosh. Okay. Do you believe in second chances?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think you said it earlier on, but I asked you to describe yourself. How would you describe your leadership style?
Open, flexible, supportive. I think would be. I think if people enjoy working with you or for you, you get far more out of them and far more productive, and they'll enjoy coming to work as well.
Yeah, true. What are currently your top 3 data challenges?
I think it's probably current, and it's going to always be there, but data quality.
Oh yeah,
you can't get past that. And it's probably balancing the offensive with the defensive side of things. You want to crack on ahead and do some exciting stuff, but you do need that governance element in there that sometimes slows you down. Probably getting people who aren't overly data literate to understand the challenges that go into doing some of the interesting analytical stuff. I think sometimes people think you just flick a switch and it appears, and
it's not so
easy to
easy.
understand that there's a lot of stuff that goes on in the background that no one sees, no one really cares about. But
they just want the output. They want the outcome and the results. That's what they want. It takes a while to get there, but it's good. What are the 3 words that you would describe, what you would use to describe living in Dubai?
Hot, sandy, and hot.
I knew you'd say hot, but I didn't think you'd say it twice.
I think if you'd asked me in a few months' time when it's winter here, I'd probably pick another one.
Oh, you might, but right
just
now
because it's summer, it's just
gosh, it's hot. What's the one thing you had to learn the hard way?
Learn the hard way. I think so. A lot of the like coding and stuff hasn't really been something that I've learned too easily, and it's probably something that, because I don't do too much of it anymore anyway. I think the last time I used SQL was many years ago and things like that, but I've probably forgotten a lot of the stuff that I found hard to learn in the first place. Would
you go back and, if you had to, would you dabble in it again, or is it something that you've just said, oh no, I don't want to do that again?
I think I'd like to sort of relearn things I forgot and do that again, but I'm not sure how much use I get from them. So I do play around with things and technical side of stuff now and again, and it is quite good fun, and I'll happily sort of build a dashboard now and again and do things like that on different bits, just because I actually find it quite good fun. People like playing with an Excel spreadsheet and like playing with building a dashboard and things, and I do.
You do well, which is great. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. How do you?
I think it keeps you fresh. Sorry, it keeps you fresh for new ideas as well. If you've still got a little bit of a hand in what's going on.
Yes. Yeah. True. No, I do see that. And somebody I was speaking to a couple of weeks ago was saying that they hadn't done any form of SQL for about 10 years, but when they did it, it suddenly all just came rushing back. And
mine doesn't do that.
But I mean, I remember doing COBOL and AS400 programming and Unix scripts. If somebody asked me to do it right now, I wouldn't have a Scooby-Doo. No,
it's the same with languages, sort of stuff you've learned at school and over the years, and then you come think, I completely forgot all about that. And then some bits do.
There's a few words.
Enough to get by.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So how do you handle pressure in your career?
I'm quite a laid-back person, so I don't really tend to feel pressure too much. I get frustrated, which is probably similar in that sense. But I just try and think of the bigger picture and separate the noise from it and focus on that. There's always a lot of noise that goes around it. If you can just go, that's what we're trying to do. Let's go that way. It's
so you can focus.
Takes the pressure off.
Yeah. True. What did you want to do with your life at the age of 12?
12. I imagine be some sort of sportsman.
Oh yeah. What would it have been?
Football, rugby.
Okay.
At the time,
So obviously rugby. You've got a team. Who's your team? Who's your rugby team?
Sale Sharks.
Okay. And football?
Manchester United.
Okay. Ooh, Manchester United. So you were very happy when Ronaldo came back.
I was. Yeah. It's been a interesting turn of events.
It has, hasn't it?
And I think he's 36 now, and to still be doing that at that level at 36 is pretty special.
He's an awesome sportsman. I've never seen. He's like a machine, but he's just so amazingly focused on every single thing about his body, about his playing, about the whole, package
I mean,
that you get.
If I look at myself now, I'm 39 now, and you go, wow, how is he still doing that? These
Well,
tricks? And
yeah.
I'm creaking and sort of I haven't gone through as much as that. So.
Well, you see, he's surrounded with so many people who take care of him, from
Yeah.
physios to coaches to, even what he eats, I guess. So,
Yeah.
we don't have that yet, do we?
No, and probably my diet is far tastier than his.
I bet. So listen, my last question to you. What's something you still like to learn?
I think we talked about relearning stuff that I'd forgotten.
Yeah.
That'd be quite good fun.
Yeah.
But languages. I've always
Okay.
liked languages, and I'd like to be able to just spend a lot of time just focusing on them and just really learn some languages.
Any particular language that you like?
I think I'd like to learn French properly.
Yeah.
Not just be patchy on it. And like one of the tricky ones, so maybe something like Arabic. I live over
Yes,
here.
you live there. Yeah. Have you picked any up?
No, not really. The odd word. When I moved out, my plan was, I'll learn Arabic, and then I realised that actually pretty much 99.9% of interactions I do is English.
Yeah.
And apart from the odd little shukran and things now and again, that's it.
Yeah. Well, it is the international
language
there, isn't it? It seems to me that that's the way. Well, look, Hywel Benbow, thank you very much for being on the show. Great to hear from you, and I wish you all the best of luck in Dubai, and hopefully in a couple of weeks you'll be back and enjoying the rain in England.
I am looking forward to the rain. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Take care.
Cheers. Thanks.